What up, y'all? What up? It's y'all favorite homegirl, LuckeyLou, coming at y'all. And today's video is going to be all about increasing that GT score. For those who don't know what it is, I will go into depth. Before I do, y'all know what to do. Y'all got to like, subscribe, turn on that bell notification so y'all can know when I put out some more heat for you. So today, let's get into it. It's all about increasing your GT score. For those of you who are not in, this is a part of how you get determined what type of job you will have. You'll get to take what is called the ASVAB test. The ASVAB test, I'm pretty sure if you're in high school, you talk to your junior ROTC teacher, they have either did a practice test with you, as well as when you go to a local recruiter. This is something that they'll give you to take so you can get enlisted, as well as to determine what type of job you will have, meaning your MOS. If you already got in mind like that you want to be into supply, finance, those things like that, the best thing to do is to Google ahead of time, learn what you need on your GT score as well as your line score, because there's more to the test than just GT. GT just makes up the biggest part because that's what is like the deciding factor. Like I know for officers in the Army, you have to at least have a 110. So everybody usually be like a 110, you're safe because it opens a lot of doors, it's like the master key. So I'm gonna tell you how I did it. I did a 2 weeks course, and I know a lot of you guys right now with the coronavirus being out, you're not able to go, so you still want to study and you still want to take advantage of your time to better yourself. For you high schoolers who have never took the test, this is a great way you can take these tips as well as to get your score better. Now get your pens and papers out. It's time to go to school. Just for this short little bit, I need y'all to write down this valuable information that's going to help you increase that score. The GT is made up of 3 parts. That's your arithmetic reasoning, your word knowledge, and your paragraph comprehension. Now, your arithmetic reasoning is your math portion. I know that's where a lot of people struggle at. There's only 16 questions, and you get about 55 minutes to do those questions in. Seems like a lot of time to do, just 16 questions, but sometimes, trust me, you're gonna need a lot of that because it's a lot of stuff that you have forgotten about, or you just, never was that good at math and percentages or fractions and knowing those things. So it might take you a while to do that. That's why you get a lot more time on that than the other 2 sections. And word acknowledgement is basically you seeing a word and being able to define it, be able to give a synonym or anything to be able to say that word means this. And you get 16 of those, but you only get 8 minutes. Now I know some people are like, 8 minutes to do 16? That's crazy. However, when I give you my tips that I picked up from this class, you're gonna be like, 8 minutes is nothing. You're gonna be done with the 16 words in like 3 minutes. Because when I did it, I started off, I took about the whole 8 minutes to go through the words. This was my trouble area: word knowledge and paragraph comprehension. I'm good. I love reading and everything like that. However, it's just something about it. That's just not my bread and butter. The math portion is, I'm very good at math. But these two just sometimes is just my struggle point. But there's 16 questions for 8 minutes for the word acknowledgement, and then for paragraph comprehension there's 11. However, you only get like 22 minutes for those. The paragraphs don't seem to be that long when I did it, because I did it on the computer, of course. I know there's a paper copy out there, but most of the time you're gonna do it is digital, also on a computer screen. Now there are 6 other parts besides these 3, so a total of 9 sections make up the testing altogether. But we're just focused on the GT, so these are the 3 points that you need to worry about. Everything else, if you're worried about, I will explain later on in the video what the other 6 portions are. But for now, we're focusing on the GT, and this is what makes it up. This is the site we use. This is the nailnetsolutions.com. This is where you would go and you would set up an account. For those of you who are not in, you can use this site still as well. It goes for both. You can be a civilian as well as you can be already a serviceman. I know if you go through AKO, I heard from some people this is something that they list as a way to help you raise your GT score as well. So you go here and it will help you with all three sections, all three parts, to get exactly what you need. Who struggle with math, which there are a lot of you guys. For me, math is like my money. I have to know it. I have to be able to add it, percentages and all that stuff. So math is not a problem for me. However, I took it as I needed to be refreshed on it because a lot of stuff I haven't had to deal with. So for you that it's a refresher, like myself, you just need that. Okay, I need to remember how to do that because I know some of you might have kids and that new math is tripping you up. So it's like now you got to revert back to the old ways when you do the ASVAB test. So now I behoove you, for those who struggle with it, this right here, this guy on Mathantics, he's the plug, man. I'm telling you, when you go to NailNet and you start your process of taking the courses and things of getting better, and it breaks down the things that you're going to see on the test. If you get into where the program doesn't teach you that well, guess what? You can go to YouTube and go to a guy named Mathantics, and this is the name of the channel, Mathantics, spelled that same way. Spelled this way, and he can break down for you a little further. He likes to break things down to like I call it the kindergarten level, to where anybody can understand it. So if you're having trouble with math, go here. Y'all that want to like I said, the other part is word knowledge, man. And even though there's only 16 questions and you get 8 minutes, there's over 192 options of words that can be seen on the test. Probably a little bit more. However, these are stuff that I can personally say, vouch for myself, though. Out of the 192 that I studied, every word, all the 16 that I had on the test that I took in March, came from this list. So I will behoove you to go to Quizlet, make you up a little account, and then when you get to Quizlet, type in BSEP 192. That's again, go to Quizlet and then type in BSEP 192, and that will give you all the words that you're going to possibly run into doing the word acknowledgement. So to help you study, I have an iPhone. I'm pretty sure plenty of you got their, team iPhone, or even if you have an Android, Quizlet has an app. So guess what? When you're sitting around doing nothing, instead of playing Candy Crush or some other game that's on your phone, you can go through Quizlet and you can start studying these words. And Quizlet has it where it's in a note card form. If you also, like me, you have to, sometimes you need to write it down, see it, flip it. Guess what? Go get you some index cards. It doesn't cost much, and as well as it helps you when you're sitting around for somebody else to quiz you and quiz you on these words and give you a better chance of studying it. The way you do it is you write the word on one side. Sorry, I'm trying to get out the little glare. You write the word on one side, and then on the back side you write the definition of it. You can get all that from that Quizlet site. Like I said, BSEP 192 has all the words that you're going to possibly see on the word acknowledgement portion, as well as then you can start to just quiz yourself and you can make it into several piles. I know this looks like a lot to go through, and trust me, sometimes it can seem to be overwhelming. However, the way you do it is the words that you know like that, put them in one pile. Those are the gimmies. The words that you kind of struggle with, but it's like you just it takes you a few minutes, a few moments, or however you want to measure it, to figure out. You put them in another pile, and then the words that you absolutely do not freaking know, you can't just stomp on, you make a third pile. So now you're creating 3 piles with these words. I didn't have my phone, which was I'm not gonna lie, it's rare that we don't have our phone. But when I just needed to put my phone away so I can concentrate on studying, I had my cue cards to throw out, as well as I had my battle buddies out here just grab a few that I was in my trouble pile that I didn't know, or I struggled with remembering. I didn't touch my gimmies because studying what you already know sometimes is a waste of time. So it's best for you to go over what you don't know, especially for this test. You want to make all your studying count. So I studied everything I did not know or I struggled with to better my score. As I stated before, there's 9 parts that make up the total test. So don't think just because you're studying, if you want to do best on the test overall, that these 3 parts is the only thing that's going to help you. Of course, you might want to study some more. You can buy one of those, how to get a good ASVAB score or whatever. But to me, I feel like that was a waste of money because I actually bought one when I first decided to get in. I wasn't that dedicated to read on it. However, if I knew what I knew now back then, I would have just focused on the GT score, because if you do good in those 3 sections, because they weigh so heavily and most of the times they're a part of all the line scores that you need to pass. Like you got the clerical, which is the AR, which is academic reasoning, mechanical comprehension, and word acknowledgement and paragraph comprehension all together, which if you look at it, those are the same things that the GT requires. It's the academic reasoning, the word acknowledgement, the paragraph comprehension. So for me, I say focus on the GT part. I mean, because if you try to break down everything, you're going to be studying for a long time. But this way, in 2 weeks, you can do the best that you could possibly do. If you need longer, of course, take your time for you. For me, 2 weeks just helped me do what I needed to do. I didn't overthink it, because at the end of the day, for me, the reason taking it was to give myself a better chance to change my MOS. But I also understood, if I can't change my MOS, guess what? I don't get to change it. I'm still going to be in the service. For those who are getting in, you want the best. So then that way, if you turn around and say, hey, I want to be an officer, you already got that 110 score, or even better, you don't have to worry about this. So like I said, the 9 parts that make up the whole thing, but the 3 are the most important, is the academic reasoning, the word acknowledgement, and the paragraph comprehension. Now, like I was trying to say, like the line score, when you research, like if you I show a picture of this. As you can see in the picture, the requirement on the ASVAB says CL. I know that's probably going to throw some people for a loop, but that's just to give you a picture of what you might see for those who are like myself. Even though I'm in, I still wanted to see what the other MOS requirements was before I took this test, as well as for those who have not been in, my high schoolers or people that just late in the game and want to join the service because they want to do something good for their country or just better themselves. Which, if I tell you, like right now, clerical is made up of arithmetic reasoning, mechanical comprehension, word acknowledgement, and paragraph comprehension, which if you listen to that, three out of the 4 is the same thing that makes up the GT score. So for me, all I had to really kind of study outside of the 3 things that I was already studying is mechanical comprehension, which is the acknowledgement of mechanical and physical principles. Those things, I really didn't even study that too much. Too much. I didn't really want to boggle myself down, so I just stuck to the 3 things for the GT, and it helped me out because my line score for the CL actually went up as well with my GT score. I pretty think if I have a picture of it, which is I think I'm gonna post it here shortly, you will see that my line scores went up as well from the first time to the last time I just took it. So focus on the GT is what I'm telling you. Don't get boggled down when you see MM, which is mechanical maintenance for those that want to be mechanics, or CO for somebody that wants to go into combat, or FA for field artillery people, or for people that's into electronics, you love building things or playing with wires. You will see EL repairs, anything like that, or OF for food operator handlers, things like that. That's for my cooks and things of that sort. Don't get boggled down with those things. You can look into what those require, but for the most part, it still deals with those 3 principles, those 3 parts, which is your academic reason, which is math, your word acknowledgement, and your paragraph comprehension. So don't get too boggled down with trying to figure out what that line score is which I understand sometimes that's what you need to increase. But for right now, if you focus on your GT, that line score is going to go up. Trust me, this is coming from the person who did it. And like I said, it took me 2 weeks. I went to the class, started it on a Monday, went in, took a little practice, had a couple of practice exams, as well as, like I said, the nail net solutions helped me out a lot. Quizlet helped me out a lot. And anything that I need a quick review refresher on, Mathantics helped me out. Having the index cards, like I said, don't be ashamed. Index cards are cheap, as well as it's an easy way for you to test yourself. Like I said, you see all the words, and you can go through, like I said, and create those 3 piles. What the gimmies, what you know off top, like you don't have to think about it. You know, put them in one pile. The ones that you kind of stutter on, I call the stutter blocks. You know it, but it's like, what's that? It doesn't click that fast, but you get it. Put them in one pile, and the ones that you just sitting there like, put them in another. That's that. I don't know. Make those 3 piles with those words, and then trust me, that 8 minutes for 6 questions, which is 16 words, will seem like nothing. Like I tell you, when I started getting it, and it was like, because that was my trouble area. Those 16 words, I was sitting there like taking the whole 8 minutes almost to when I first started. I was taking like at least 6 minutes to just go through the 16 words. And I was looking at the other people around me, and they was kind of struggling with it too, but they were faster than me. And I was like, how do I get that fast? And through this process, I picked up the speed because I started, like I said, did my 3 pals, and I just stayed on the Quizlet app on my phone when I was doing nothing, as well as just the nail net stuff helped me out tremendously. And then quizzing ourselves, that the teacher gave us little quizzes on at least like 25 words a time, and it was like doing 25, I was breezing through it. And then so when the 16 came, it's like I finished it in 3 minutes, really less than that. Only reason why it took me probably 3 minutes, I think, because I started second guessing myself for a split second, but then I was like, no, you know this. So for those that struggle with math, I know it's going to take you a little longer, but if it's just like a refresher, Mathantics help you a lot, as well as NailNet is going to help you tremendously to get through this whole process. So download those. Those are the 3 simple things. If you want better for yourself, what is the issue of you showing that you want the better? You just got to go hard. And NailNet is one, Quizlet is the other, Mathantics for your review. Those things are going to help you blow this GT out the water. Y'all let me know how y'all do on it, as well as don't procrastinate. I'm a procrastinator, and I know there's a lot of us out there. So don't procrastinate. When you feel that you're ready, take it, set it up, get it done. I know the coronavirus, corona, you know, Rona. I know right now, if you're a procrastinator, guess what? It's get it done time. It's not, stop telling yourself, oh, I'm going to do it, oh, I'm going to do it. Because trust me, I was supposed to retake this test probably about on my first deployment, which is over 10 years ago. See that? That's a 10-year gap, because I kept saying, oh, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. No. And then when I finally said, you know what, I'm going to do it, I actually sat down, I did what I needed to do to get into class, and then when I got in it, I was like, you know what, I'm not wasting my time anymore. Because once you start to realize, when you procrastinate, you're only wasting your time. You're not wasting nobody else's time but your own. And I was like, I'm not going to waste it. So I took the class and I went hard at it. I'm not even going to say I went overly hard, like I had to sit here and be like, every day. No, it was the little things. It was while I was in class, I took advantage of it. For those that right now you don't have class, but you have a busy work schedule or anything, I understand that. But it's nothing to take 2 hours a day or to do this. As well as, like I said, get that Quizlet app on that smartphone. Use it and study these words, as well as look at Mathantics on something you don't remember how to do, as well as those that have kids and you're struggling. Mathantics will help you to outsmart your kids, so your kid don't sit there and look at you like, mommy, daddy, you don't know this. You can be like, you know what, we're going to learn it together. And go to Mathantics YouTube. That channel will really help you with your math. It breaks it down to where a kindergartner will know this stuff. So I'm just telling you, don't procrastinate. Go ahead and set it up, figure it out. I know the coronavirus has put a damper on probably going a lot of places, but I'm pretty sure they're still testing. It's just, social distancing, but it's a way to get it done. Don't take any excuses with this. If you want to do it, you'll do it. Trust me. Putting it off only hurts you, nobody else. So therefore, what I'm saying again, like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know if there's any other part that I should go more in depth with, as well as if there anything that you felt that I didn't cover. But those are all the things that help me, and I'm telling you, if I can go up 29 points in 2 weeks, so can you.